the whole premise is that we wanted to bring an activation that has culture baked into it, but also has a charitable element.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
When we set the radio station up and when we kind of do this, we get loads of emails in and people sort of going, hey, we've got this thing on or we got that thing on. And we had an email in literally about 48 hours ago, not too long ago at all, from Karim Newton, who's the founder and CEO of Co.nectar. And it's all about bringing together community, culture, charity and space. And sounds like an amazing event that is going to be happening across the weekend. So I'm really fortunate and chatting to Karim just before we came on, a very busy few days, but really pleased to have him on the show this morning. Karim, good morning to you, mate.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, mate. How you doing?
I'm really good. Thanks so much for being there and telling us all about it. First and foremost, just explain to people a little bit more about what Co.nectar is.
So Co.nectar was an idea that I had around bringing people together. I always enjoyed the aspects of like socializing when I moved to London, and I was just always looking for ways to meet people, but also connect great people that I'd met. So I'd meet a friend on a Friday at a pub, and then on the weekend I'd be working and I'd be like, you need to meet this person. I think you'd get on really well. And then I'd try and find some kind of mutual like thread, event or thing that I could invite both people to, because I think it's much easier for people to understand if they get on through physical meetings rather than through me being like, this is amazing. So it kind of evolved from there, and I just kept meeting more and more people that I thought would align. Festivals were like a huge thing to kind of like spark this within me, because so many great connections happen. So many of my closest friendships were made in those spaces. And it's just an event where loads of people come together and they like music. So through that ethos, through that mentality, I was, slowly but surely finding my way, just bringing more and more people together through events. And then someone one day was like, you're really good at networking and connecting people. You should really do something with that. So then I kind of started focusing on, I've met, an investor the other day, or I met a music manager, or I met this person that runs this venue, and someone was just talking to me about needing a venue. And as time went on, I kind of found that because I wasn't doing it with any like end goal in mind, I was doing it because it felt right. More and more people wanted to maintain the relationship. More and more people wanted to chat to me about things. And eventually, fast forward, 4 or 5 years down the line of just chatting to people and bringing them together because it felt like the right thing to do. And it was enjoyable for me because all my mates would be in my room. It then became like, well, actually, now I have a service. And someone was like, people that create the handshake, that's a role in itself. And you can make a living from that. And that's kind of where it started. And I didn't think it was possible. I didn't understand how to put a mechanic around it. Yeah. I met my co-founder like 4 or 5 years ago now. And in October of 2023, after the business had been set up in February 23, she came on. Her name is Gigi. And she basically took all my ideas and operationalized them. And I wouldn't have a business without that. So it was just a case of the guy that would always be like, you should meet this person. Did that for such a long time, and eventually those connections, started to turn into things, and that's how we ended up here.
Can I just say that's so amazing and refreshing to hear that actually that was just your life, and you just seem like a really lovely person, and you kind of go, actually, I'm a lovely person, you're a lovely person, that you should meet this lovely person as well, and actually, we should all do things kind of together. So that, and it's formulated into this wonderful thing that you've got happening this weekend. Now, I know it's been absolutely crazy and doing things like going a bit mad this weekend, but just explain exactly what's going on across the weekend right here in Oxford.
So we are in Leiden Square on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday from 12 till 6, Sunday from 11 till 5. We've partnered up with a vintage clothing brand called Duke's Cupboard, who are like amazingly talented and have a really distinctive brand. They've got 2 shops, one in Amsterdam, one in London. And essentially what they've done is they've created a limited run of T-shirts for this event. And we've got a secondary event at the end of the month. But in Leiden Square, the whole premise is you bring an old item of clothing down, a clean old item of clothing, pre-loved, as they would say,
Yep.
and you exchange that for this new limited edition tee. And the whole premise is that we want to donate the clothes collected to a local Oxford charity, The Porch, which is designed to help people suffering from homelessness. And they've got a drive for collecting like winter clothing in particular. And the whole premise is that we wanted to bring an activation that has culture baked into it, but also has a charitable element, and also has, like, you know, some free snacks, non-alcoholic beverages. The whole entire thing is free. And the reason for that is because we want to be able to engage with everyone. Everyone has an old item of clothing. Everyone likes to get a new item of something. And that exchange is beneficial to a charity that's doing great work. And the whole premise is retail spaces, retail environments are typically known for one thing, and that's shopping. And that's for you going and spending your money on buying new things or having food. And we want to reimagine the way that retail spaces and commercial spaces are used, because we believe that there's a lot more that can be offered in terms of charity, community, and education. And that's kind of the culmination of things. So yeah, Duke's Cupboard, trade in an old item of clothing pre-loved and basically exchange it for a limited edition run t-shirt, and it's entirely free, and there's slots every day for 2 hours, and come down basically. And if you want to engage, then it's there, but the music will be thumping. That's the main thing.
I was just getting onto that. Yeah.
Is that there is a live DJ, and we have specifically picked them so that even if you're not doing anything specifically with the activation, we want to fill the space with really well curated music. There's like a 6-hour non-stop set on both days, so brilliant. It's a lot of work for the DJ, but just foot tapping, head bopping, yeah, it's that kind of like feeling.
You got to keep the party going for 6 hours. No problem. I've been there. We've done that. No problem at all. Honestly, it's been a real joy and a pleasure catching up with you, and just listening to where you are in your journey with this. It just is really sort of fascinating, and it's kind of like opened my eyes a little bit that actually that you're in and you're doing something worthwhile here in the county as well, for the amazing charity Porch as well. And kind of, you know, everything is a big box ticking exercise, and you've kind of done that all, and getting loads of people down and doing a charitable thing, in entertaining, but also getting people together and hopefully sort of chatting. People listening now, kind of passing through Leiden Square sort of Saturday and Sunday, go, actually, yeah, I've got something, and I wouldn't mind a cool t-shirt. And they are very cool t-shirts, by the way. I've seen them on the press release that you sent across. Very cool indeed. It's going to be a rate, and kind of how are you feeling about it? I know it's kind of, you know, you can sort of talk business and stuff like this, and it's going to be a great business thing, in fact. But how are you? What's your kind of, I don't know, how are you feeling about it in the next couple of days?
This work to me is extraordinarily meaningful. I remember being 14 and kind of wanting to hang out in my local retail space, and there was never really that much going on other than going to the cinema. And also the whole premise of, I'm a musician, I'm a songwriter, I've been making music for such a long time. And for me, it was always a pull between wanting to help people as a profession or wanting to make songs and be creative. And I've managed to find this happy medium of crossing the two over. So the fact that I get to engage people of all demographics, the fact that I get to bring like creativity, culture, and community into spaces, the fact that I can do it for free, all of these things are things that I want young people to understand, because with these activations, it's not just in Leiden Square, it's not just Oxford. We've been in Bluewater, Kent. We're going to be in Leeds, Trinity. The project is called Swarm. It's an internal initiative at Co.nectar, and we just recognize that there's a need for activations, community gatherings in disused or underutilized spaces. And we really want to show communities across the whole of the UK that actually you can go to your local shopping environment, you can learn something new, you can have a great time, you can listen to some amazing music, you can connect with people. And it's kind of me servicing something that I feel like a lot of young people need today, and a lot of people at later stages of their life, like meeting new communities, spending time with new people is hard, life is busy, and I'm trying to do my best to help bring as many people together and connect them as possible. So
yeah,
to me, this feels like a cause to be able to bring to any space. And I'm just grateful that we're able to do it in Oxford this weekend, especially with Duke's Cupboard. Like, the brand is, amazing.
Yeah. It is a top brand. It really, really is. Look, I wish you every success this weekend and every success as well going forward into the various different places. To sort of round off the conversation, and I can't multitask, of course, but out the corner of my eye, I've seen a lovely message that has come in from Rob, who just literally just says, "This is such a brilliant idea," and I think that's probably a great way to kind of just go, Karim. Thanks so much for coming on this morning. Really, really insightful and interesting conversation, and have fun in Leiden Square over the next couple of days. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for the time, mate. I really appreciate it, and hopefully see anyone and everyone down there.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah, make sure you get yourself down there. It sounds like it's good. Well, it sounds like it's going to be actually rocking, to be honest. Karim Newton there, founder and CEO of Co.nectar, bringing together community, culture, charity, and space. Leiden Square from midday. Make sure you get down there tomorrow. Pop and see him. If you've got a washed item of clothes that you want to swap for an awesome t-shirt, get yourself down there as well. Brilliant. Really great catching up with Karim. That's awesome.